Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, back with more Kerbal Space Program First Contract, where we're continuing to try and knock out some of the smaller part tests, because that's a valuable part of this. Continuing where I left off, trying to get some of these annoying little parts to actually function in the water. One parachute, and it looks like I don't need the side boosters anymore, because this is literally just a splashdown vehicle, which means I really don't need too much. Well, I guess I don't need the solid booster, but I'm going to need some kind of rocket here. So we'll do it like this. We just want to test the little engines in the water. That's it. Is that too much to ask? It might be. In fact, let's go ahead and just to be safe here, because we're all about safety at the Kerbal Space Program. Let's go ahead and put 2 radial boosters here. Don't worry about the fact that your door is blocked by the parachute, because this is all for testing. Just trying to knock out some of the older ones here before we get on to some of the other things here. So the parachute test is going to be next. I should be able to get this one all right, as long as I know which way space is. Which way is space? This way. Alright, so we don't need much in the way of a turn. What we need to do, however, is have our staging appropriate, because we want to fire the engines separately. Okay, so we are flying. Let's go and cut off the engine this time. And let's go ahead and decouple this time. Decouple. There we go, and surely nothing can go wrong this time. Let's parachute away. As the sun continues to set, just nice to see, is once again I forget to change my pilot, but whatever. Unfortunately, I think I did just flub again here, because I think with the way these parachutes are going to go, this is actually going to be a bottom heavy thing, so I'm going to need to cut this parachute in just a moment. But I wanted to arrest my velocity first. Yep, that was exactly my concern. So cut parachute. Should have put those on the fuel tank, but I just didn't want these all to separate. So landing legs out again, and this time is, look, you can't actually EVA, Jeb. Let's look at your beautiful cockpit view. Oh, look, you can't see. All right, get this down there. Whoa, that is an interesting shoal. Not quite what I expected. We have some other fun stuff over there that I've actually never been over to visit, but just going. Landing, we've got 2 parachutes cut. I'm glad that you can do that from the inside. There's apparently buttons and sciencing for that. Maybe this time we'll get it. And this time I lost the rockets instead. What fun. Alright. Well, I think we all know what that means needs to happen. Next. How many more launches? How much? This is obviously way more expensive than it should have been here. And I know some of you folks at home are like, hey, look, that's going to land in the water. You know that. And those will fall off. So, yeah. Decent enough. We don't even need these this time. But we'll put them up here anyway, just to make sure that if things fall apart, no, that'll rip the ship to shreds. We'll keep it like this. And test flight. If at first you don't succeed a little worse. Whoop. Let's not go that way. Let's go up. Did I just kill Jeb? No, I didn't. Jeb's like, trolled ya. Alright, so we don't need to go that far that fast. So we can actually decouple this here, because that'll splash us down appropriately. It's like, did I just kill Jeb? Are you seriously asking that question? Okay, so. Oh, I didn't stage. I didn't fix the staging. And, oh, that was really close. You really don't want that to open like that. You want it to be a drag first, but here we go. 8.8 meters per second. Maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the test that does it. We have flying. We just need us to be splashed down. I don't do a lot of work in the water in this game, if that wasn't plainly obvious. But hopefully this will do. I mean, you gotta believe, right? Slow down. And there we go. And splash down. Let's get fully splashed down. And let's go ahead and add a stage down here. All I gotta do now is just fire the rocket. That's done. Yay. Here we go. Isn't that fun? Feels like I'm gonna set the whole ship on fire. But there we go. Recovery. And that's another contract knocked out. Pretty good. Alright, so let's see. We got one more that I want to do here today. I feel like I should probably wait until it becomes daytime to launch again, so we'll do that accordingly. Nighttime over Kerbal Space Center. Do 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 do. Look at the satellites tracking around in space. And here we go. Daytime. Alright, so we do have probably some new contracts here. Yeah, so apparently we need space science data from around Minmus, which apparently I already got. We do have some new rescue missions. And we do have test a stack decoupler while in a pretty easy orbit around Kerbin. Yeah, these are a little bit easier, and these will give us a little bit more. What's our actives here? Obviously, we have the parachute ones. But those are going to be so hard. It just feels like those may not be worth it, and I'm going to lose a little bit of reputation over it, but I think, considering what I get, I can get over it here. But still, I got a few more things knocked out here. You got to kind of design your flights specifically to do it here. Let's see if we can get one of the parachute ones. I think that's a pretty decent lofty goal here. So all we know, the problem is that we need to get a pretty high altitude and a pretty low speed. So I'm not entirely positive how that's going to happen. But I guess we'll design a ship and see. Just kind of make this the last attempt here. So we still have this one. We don't need that part anymore. We still need the parachute, don't get me wrong. Still need that. All right, don't need the landing gears necessarily. We are probably going to need two fuel tanks for this. And I wonder if I should actually try and slow myself down in the air. That could be good. The way I would do that is really stupidly like this. So if we can just kind of throw the brakes, the solid state booster pointed in reverse, absolutely nothing can go wrong with this plan. Nothing. They're not even designed to go that direction? Oh, you know better than that. Okay, so it'll let me do that. Alright, so those are attached enough, I guess. So we want those solid state boosters there. We want the rockets. We want this one to actually fire first. Which means we're gonna need some more juice. So let's hear which parachutes are we testing first as we get the minuscule stuff here. So the M16, MK16, M16 parachute would have a slightly different connotation. So that's this one, and then the MR2 radial. So we have these as well. And I can just test that one while staging. So I can even put that one up here. So This is really going to confuse the Kerbal space thingamabob. That's okay. So structural down here. Let's go ahead and put together a bevy of solid state boosters. And how many of these are we going to put on? Probably, let's do it. Why do the little ones? We can do the big ones. We got the funding. We're going to go above and beyond the cost of the contract here, because all we want to do is test. All we want to do is test some things. And how many solid state boosters do we want? We want 4, perhaps. 4 seems like the right amount for the weight of this. This 100 or 10,000, 11,000 can get you into space, maybe. I don't know. Okay, that's too high. Gotta get it down here. Just actually on the radial decoupler would be nice. All right, so that actually needs to go. Oh, those are actually attached. That's not good. So can we actually get these? No. Yes, I think. No, these are just sticking on there. All right. It's a little annoying. Let's do it like this then. There we go. I had it. There we go. No, that's actually not it at all. What in the world is going on? You'd think this game would be in early access or something. Alright. That's still not what I want. These boosters are just being really uncooperative today. There we go. Still balanced on the one on the nose, but what can you do? So there's that one in the middle. Then what we actually want to do is make this a separate stage. Actually, let's just put this one. Let's put this one here. What decouplers are we talking about here? Because there's 2. Yeah, we need to put that one up here. Need to put this one up here. All right, so we want this individual decoupler down here. Nothing complicated about this. This is going to go first, then that one's going to fire. Then this one's going to push us up. We want to get to about 20,000. Probably means I need some vehicle stability control. Sure, that's 12,000 well spent. Then we have our parachutes to test. We need to be getting to 20 or 30,000, so we're getting, these are upper atmosphere tests for these at a surprisingly low speed. We'll see how it goes. So it's here, this one there, then that stages and that fires. We do not want to decouple these before they can fire. So we'll get that, and I don't know. I just don't know. Now this is a, these are the appropriate solid state boosters, I think, for this test. So it needs to be flying at Kerbin. Maybe I'll get this one on accident. We'll see. I have no idea if this is going to work. I honestly don't care if it works. This is our last flight for the episode. So win, lose, or fail, we're going to just quick save for profit and just get our requirements up here. Our 2 parachute tests are the big things. We got to get to the upper atmosphere, but not too high in the upper atmosphere. This radial one is going to be a pain in the ass. Let's see how we do here. Already we have a lot of shaking. We're going to get some rotation here, maybe. Maybe in just a minute. So we have a lot of space debris. And these solid boosters are going to be going for quite some time. Question is, do I go ahead and start turning? Maybe. That could be the thing to do. My velocity, once again, the problem is that my velocity is going to be just really up in the air. This almost feels like a job for MechJeb, perhaps. Yeah, we are going ahead and doing our gravity turn a little early. So we need to get to 20,000 to 30,000 and then activate these things. And I need to slow the F down. So there's a start. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. So 7,000. We gotta pull up here. So right now we're not even getting to the appropriate height. In fact, what's our apoapsis at right now? 8 seconds, 7 seconds. That's not good. Alright. So we have one solid booster for mankind. Right now we are at the appropriate speed threshold. The problem is that we're not at the appropriate altitude threshold for either of these, but at least I'm not sinking. Just gotta nose up and keep the speed appropriate. So we'll see how this goes. Right now my apoapsis is still approaching. Whoa, that's not good. Alright. We'll give this one more go just because I forgot what buttons I'm supposed to be pushing. We're going to see if we can just fire this straight up. Just keep this straight up. We're going to try and do this kind of like a normal watch. Pay attention to the map a little more here. I said this would be win, lose, or draw the last flight, but I actually want to have a shot at getting this. Because technically, if it wasn't for these solid state boosters right here, I could technically probably get this into orbit. It's possible. If I were to attach some big ones to this right here, maybe I could get that test, but you got to be going a lot faster. Alright, so it looks like we're not going to get that one on accident. If I can't get this one here, I'll give it a few more tries. Then I may just have to say I don't have the skills necessary, and we'll just fail them. Let's see here, 7,000. We're going to start our gravity turn here in a little bit. Apoapsis. So once again, an issue of velocity. So if we watch our apoapsis up here, we may be able to get the right speed. We may be able to get the right height. We want to get to like 20 or 30,000. So we're not even going to really risk turning here. We're just going to let the rotation of Kerbin do the work for us. So let's see, that solid state booster is going to keep us going pretty good. 20,000. Looks like, unfortunately, though, we're going to get one or the other, not both. So here, there's our solid booster out. Here we go. So 22,000, 23,000. Looks like we're going to get one of the parachute tests, but not the other one. We might get both. We're going to go... We're going to see what we can do here. So let's see here. If we stage this one right here. There's one test. Question now is, can we get these parachutes to go? So right now we're getting 27, 26, 23 surface velocities. Not fantastic. Maybe we can fall down just fast enough. Yeah, we're not going to get both of these. It's a really, really, really specific test. Maybe we'll get it. Just got to watch the altitude like a hawk. 370. I don't know. It's going to be really close. No, I'm not going to get it. Oh well. Let's just go ahead and decouple these, and we will call this a mission at least. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, Jeb. Let's emergency decouple. That's not the decoupler. That's the decoupler. We are being shot down in space really fast. That's like an armed missile just firing down at the ridges of Kerbin. Oh, man. My vehicle stability control is not pleased, so that's sad we're not going to be able to see that explosion. Oh, well. because the game eats it. But I got one parachute test done. I don't think that one's. I don't think I have the skills to do that one. I'm not sure if I have the skills to do that one either. But you know what? At least we got a little bit more, and that's part of the fun. That's part of the time here. So it's a way to fail with more Kerbal Space first contract, where we're just trying to get through some funky contracts and say, hey, wait a minute. I thought we would be going over the ocean. Oh, there's Minmus. So yeah, next time, what to expect in the future for these videos here. We're going to be doing a little bit of planetary exploration in the near term. At least sending a few missions over. I don't have all of the super awesome science unlocked, so maybe I need to go to Minmus to get a few more things unlocked, especially to plant a flag on Minmus. But, you know, at least for now, I do have some tests here. And there's my shadow. It's like, that's not part of the rocket. The game eats the rockets when it's this close to the surface and you're that far away. But still, not all these contracts are easy, and you're not going to be able to get every single one. The best thing you can do is just try and make sure that you don't kill all of your crew all the time, and you just get in what you need to get in. But fortunately, this decoupler should break the fall for whatever this is. So, Kathunk, there we go. Recovery. Ever so slowly. So, a little more science, not a lot of value from there, a little bit of money back. Still kind of where I was, and then we get another contract knocked out. So I got some good data here for very, very little and some rep. So not too great. But if we go back to mission control here, we have a mission to plant a flag on the moon again. I thought I already planted a flag on the moon. I guess I didn't actually. Yeah, I did complete it for 2 stars. This is 1 star. VATCO wants me to place one, as I think I actually. Well, we'll figure these things out a little bit later. But yeah, that's it for now. This is Way to Fail. More first contract, and we'll have more Kerbal Space Program action in the future. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.